Hey, everybody. Welcome to Nexus at Night, your weekly Vanguard podcast. I'm Atlas.
I'm Root Beer. I almost said I'm Matt.
Yeah, it's so ingrained in me because there have been times when you've been absent and Matt's done it, and my brain goes, and I'm Root Beer. It just kind of. What happens when I'm not here? Do you guys do the same thing with me?
No, we usually say something to the effect of you not being here.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah.
Yes, your presence is the least important on this stream, evidently.
I guess that's fair. Oh my God. Okay. You know when you have that swallow or that sneeze where you can tell you're getting sick?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I know that feeling.
What's happening to me right now.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. But I'm still at that phase where it could also go the other way. Yeah. If you get a good night's sleep or drink enough water,
it kind of goes away.
Maybe. We'll see. I'm hoping for the best here. But if not, then apologies to my nephew because his birthday party's tomorrow. And then I'm going to be either a dumpster or just not show up at all. We'll see.
Depends on how sick you are.
Mm-hmm. But I think it's all throat. I haven't gotten a stuffy nose yet. It's all just general blech and sore throat.
But yeah, no, I get that.
Buddy Fight is hype and all, but when is our Sanrio collab?
Hello Kitty and stuff.
Oh. Are you sure you're not the one who's getting sick?
No, I'm always like this.
Nice logo. Yes. And nice Matt. Hello, sir.
Hello. Sorry.
And he's Matt.
And he's Matt. Whoops. That's not the thing I want.
He kicked me out. He's tired of my
That's
shit.
What I wanted
Sorry.
to do.
I looked at the clock and it was 11:45. So then I went back to playing Path of Exile for a second because it's a new league.
And then
it was 10:06. I'm like, oh shit.
That's a whole half a day later.
What?
I think he misspoke.
I said, 9:45.
Oh, got it.
Yeah. Sorry, the one that makes sense. It was 20 minutes.
I thought you meant 11.
But I looked at the clock and I was like, oh, I got plenty of time.
Gotcha.
And then I did not.
It's okay. But no James. I haven't spoken to James in a long time.
That's true.
Not for any particular reason. I just
life.
Yeah.
It'd be like that.
I hope he's doing okay. He's still part of our Twitter banner in the little bottom part.
It's true.
I changed that banner a while ago.
We have? Okay. Well, I haven't been on the Twitter. Our new logo is brought to you by Richard Pugh in our Discord. If you would like to join our Discord, donate $1, patreon.com/Nexus at Night. That's cool. What's up, fellas?
Not too much.
Not too much.
Like I said, new Path of Exile League.
Nice.
Something to do.
What does that entail besides
killing many things? Me rolling Ranger again for the 100th league in a row. Just because Ranger is fun.
Mm-hmm. Said would go to Blue Sky. I mean, we are on Blue Sky, but just
yeah.
Blue
Sky has this weird thing sometimes where somebody will post something that's obviously a joke, and then people respond seriously to it, and I'm like, guys, please
stop taking the bait.
They're John Boys will post something. He'd be like, instead of just making a game that's you want to make, I also recommend making a game that makes millions of dollars, because then you'll have a game you want to make and millions of dollars, and then people respond like in earnest, as if it's being said earnestly, and you're like,
come on,
what are we doing here?
This guy does seem very easy to bait.
I just come on, guys.
I think it's kind of like a backlash to just Twitter being Twitter, and you're we're gonna go to a new place where people take each other seriously.
No, but part of what made Twitter fun is that nothing mattered and you could shitpost on it.
Yeah.
So we want, if you like, I don't know. I think keeping that aspect is good rather than like being on Twitter, because Twitter is like the problem with Twitter is that I don't want to talk about it on this podcast. Never mind.
Yeah, that's fair. The problem with Twitter is there's a lot of things that are wrong with Twitter.
I mean, all the bots and Nazis, you know.
Yeah, that.
Yes.
But I had a lot more, less. I had a lot more words, so I don't want to go through it.
Right.
Yeah.
And he is famously very good at ranting. I'm sorry I have my eyes closed. It's just what feels right. Right.
That tired, eh?
Not tired. Just I just okay. The thing where you're not sick, but you feel like you're getting sick.
I understand.
First,
have you taken ibuprofen?
Not yet. Sore throat and like just blah. Maybe I should take ibuprofen. I'll be right back.
Root beer. What's up?
Not too much. You know, existing. I've got
I
whole.
hate it when that happens.
Yeah, 17. How many days are in the month of June? We got a whole 17 more days before I have to be in the office all the fucking time.
Oh God, they're actually going through with it, huh?
Mm-hmm.
30 days has September, April, June, November. I'm back. With ibuprofen in hand. Don't do drugs, kids, except for these.
No, ibuprofen is a good one.
Yeah.
Okay. Hoping for the best here.
Believe me.
Yeah, I'm sorry about having the full RTO. That's rough, dude.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that like really bothered me about like if they're gonna push it this hard, I liked the concept of like fancy dress is stupid that we had during the pandemic, and they're like, at the least, if you're gonna make people return to office, just let them be in sweatpants and pajamas. Is it so hard?
I mean, I already go to work in t-shirt and jeans. No one seems to give a shit anymore.
Okay, that's good, but like, just I wish that had like continued to be a thing on like a culture-wide scale, but it didn't.
All right, but they need to make it. They need it to be like they need corporate to like really feel like things are happening. You see,
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, so that feels like a change. If you're like, all right, we're back in, business casual or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, like the school I worked at, past tense, because the year is now over and I have been displaced. What's it called? They do these like presentations for the seniors, and part of that is like how like business casual dress, which it's really funny when like the kid who was sagging his pants all year shows up in like business casual, and I frankly don't care, me personally, but that seems to be part of their grade for that, and
right.
It is tied to the ability to graduate. There is one kid who didn't do their senior portfolio and didn't graduate, and I was like, wow, they weren't messing around. God damn. Like,
jeez,
that's just no walking at graduation if you don't do the portfolio. I also saw Atlas on the comment section for upgrading air traffic control. It's the guy who does the like fun fact. That dude on YouTube. I just said it like offhand, where the guy was talking about like how air traffic control runs on like Windows 95 still. And I was like, I'm surprised they didn't at least try to upgrade it during the pandemic when there were like way less flights. And then a lot of people just fucking lambasted me in the comments. Like, do you understand how hard it is? I'm like, I got it. Why give it a shot? Maybe. I don't know. Watch me get sicker over the course of this. I forgot what I was talking about before that.
Me too.
Oh, right. Dressing nice or whatever. I think it's stupid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah. Matt, you have to wear like suits and stuff because you're at no?
What I did, yeah.
You did.
Well, I didn't have to. I just wore like slacks and a button up and like a tie. Because like basically nobody wore the jacket because why the fuck would you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
So it was kind of like, yeah, wear the jacket, but also nobody is gonna fucking do that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was like, yeah, sure. People wore it and then
Mhm.
didn't. Well, they didn't like wear the full thing. They just kind of, we
Yeah.
just kind of like half-assed it, kind of.
Right.
Enough to not get in trouble, but not so
Correct.
much that you feel like a Dorcules.
Yeah, enough where you could be like, oh yeah, I left the jacket in my office because it was hot or something.
Yeah, and like you're on the East Coast in a swampy-ish area, right?
Yeah, we're right by the shore, right? So like,
Oh, okay.
and it gets reasonably hot during the summer. So
Mhm.
I mean, nobody's gonna challenge you on it. Like people know.
That makes sense.
And, like you just have like a shirt and tie and whatever. I don't think wearing a tie is that big a deal, personally.
No longer a teacher. Still a teacher. Still part of the district. Just need to find a new school.
Yeah.
That's it. Happens. If I don't find a place by fall, they put you somewhere. But would like to
Have some agency.
Yeah, in that decision. Yeah. Reasonable. I know that like it was very surprising seeing like the range of the ways the different teachers dressed, from like the gym teacher in a shirt and sweatpants, to
Makes sense.
To people doing like the full, not like a full suit, but just like the button up with the tie, like Matt was saying. And even like the principal, like depending on the day, some days he was in a full suit. Some days, if it was for an event or something, he would be wearing like a t-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it was just kind of all over the map.
Well, I mean, they're dressing to give off a certain vibe, right?
Right. Yeah. And like I would wear the t-shirt and jeans. It was almost always plain, like just a plain color shirt and then the sweater on top.
Yeah.
Which I think gave off a certain vibe and then allowed me to be hobo-ish, but not too hobo-ish. And like the dad sweater was doing most of the heavy lifting there.
Poggers.
Would think they would have stayed. What? Would think they would have stayed in the same school, but okay, me or him?
I think he's talking about you.
I mean, it's complicated. Displacement is the school wants to keep you, but the needs of the school, they can't. And then I was the lowest on the totem pole. Happens. LAUSD is having job fairs right now, so I'm going to those job fairs, talking to people. Happens a lot, it turns out, that like just stuff happens. I didn't end on bad terms with my admin. I liked my admin. So
sometimes it just works out that way. Sometimes it's just unlucky.
Yeah. And like I tried, I was taking it pretty hard. And then the history teacher who came in this year was like, hey, I got here because I was displaced from a different school. Like it just kind of happens. Treat it like a side quest. And so I like had the teachers and the students sign my yearbook, but I didn't read it until last night. So I was like, I'm going to feel all the feels at once. And then I had it all. And then now I can like focus on moving on. So it was good. That said, the laptop that they gave me when I started there, it was implied that as long as I worked for LAUSD, I would keep the laptop. It turns out it's the schools.
Oh,
and
awkward.
I have to turn this laptop in by July 21st, which means I'm going to need a new computer because the one that this laptop is sitting on top of, it don't got the sauce anymore. It is a 10-year-old computer. So
I'm aware of how old your computer is.
That's an eternity in electronic years.
Yes, friends, comment section. Let's help me pick a new computer, shall we?
I can do that.
Mm-hmm.
I've been trying to do that for several years now.
I know you have, and like I just assumed I would keep going with the laptop they gave me, but that's not going to happen. So let's pick a new computer, and then I can buy a new computer and give this back to my admin. without feeling so bad. Because like I was like, I'm still transferring files. I'll be there on the 21st. Like,
Yeah.
trying to hold on to it for as long as I can.
What's your
Yeah,
budget?
you should. Well, let's not do this right this second, but
I want to find out his budget. We can talk about it
Okay.
in detail afterwards.
500 at most, maybe. Probably some kind of refurbishment. I've been looking,
Mm-hmm.
vaguely.
and you
before-
specifically want a laptop?
Yes, because I need to be able to move it about and such, and I have very little space in this room because this office is more like a storage room than an actual office.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's got to be some kind of laptop. I'm open to Windows. I'm not like full Mac brained anymore.
Anymore?
Yeah, well, just for a long time, and then switching to Android really kind of broke that spell on me.
Yeah.
Or I like Android a lot more than I like Apple, and then the more I see the like walled garden thing, the more annoying it gets. So I'm open to Windows.
Okay.
I can see
You see,
the
it keeps the riffraff out.
Mm-hmm.
the word riffraff is very something. So, what do you guys think?
Let's see, I'm thinking of how I can get you to run Cardfight Area, and then we can finally steal all of Sivo's series ideas.
I was going to say, are we just like working backwards from whether or not a laptop can run CFA?
I mean, I think any Windows laptop, regardless, it could be even from the same year as your laptop, and it can run CFA
Probably.
Probably, yeah.
as long as it's not Mac.
Yeah. I do know that Mac was good for things like video editing software.
You know, people say that. I'm not even sure if that's necessarily true, but it's not here nor there.
I would like there are things like Photoshop or something similar. Premiere would be nice to have. I'm not sure.
Ouchie.
Yeah.
Ouchie indeed. Oh, by the way, I just wanted to shout out my friend Adrian as a going away present. He got me these.
Nice.
Yeah, for
Is your logo running a Vanguard Day anytime soon?
they already did
Oh,
a few weeks ago. Yeah. Why?
for June?
For June? I'm not
Maybe one
sure.
this month.
For this month, let's check. I can go on Project CCG's. Here. Their schedule, One Piece. Bulk. That's just their weekly schedule. Vanguard Day already happened, June 8th.
Ah,
Yeah. And then I didn't go because of stuff in LA. Spicy stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
It's very funny to me they just kept sending cars.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. The Waymo thing has been cracking me up.
It's
For those who-
so funny.
Yeah.
To those who don't know, protesters here in LA, which by the way, the stuff you're seeing on the news, the actual protests are like in the downtown core. It's not like the entire city is on fire. So, like, don't freak out too much.
The news being alarmist? Who could have guessed?
I'm shocked.
Yeah, for real. Anyway, what protesters would do was they would use the Waymo app to call Waymo, which is a self-driving car, to their location. They would then set that car on fire after tagging it up some, depending, which
It's hilarious.
is both a barrier from ICE's cars and also the smoke obscures their vision. This is something out of a sci-fi novel where they're just like, protest barricade, protect me. And then you summon it with your phone and then set it on fire. which is pretty cool, in my opinion. Also, I
Yeah.
just hate Waymo, so bonus.
It's always fun fucking over Google.
Yeah. I was gonna do like a little thing on social media where I took the train to go to the airport because they opened the train stop at the airport. But I've been on the train a couple of times, including last weekend, and it's been interesting. So I don't think I'm going to do that. Just being like, I'm going to the airport. It's just not productive. Not for a while until it calms down a little bit.
Mm-hmm. No homeless men ranting at pigeons on the train.
That's the least of your worries on the train.
Mm-hmm.
That's like, if
I do
anything, I
hate
would
it
want.
on the train whenever you have headphones on, like clearly, and then people still try to start a conversation with you. You're like, come on.
Yeah. Now, admittedly, these are pretty tiny, but still. Or like if I have a hat on, like when it's cold, it's admittedly not as visible. But yeah,
No,
I
sure.
agree. If you got the big over the ear headphones, leave me the fuck
yeah.
alone.
All right, how much more obvious do I got to make this?
Airports are going to be hell going out and especially going back. That's not the problem, Zara. The problem is I have to go through downtown as part of that train journey because LA is trying, like, we don't really have north-south. So you have to go through Union Station and downtown to get anywhere. So I have to go like down and then the other way to go where I want to go. But this is LA. If you want to go to LAX, you have to sell your firstborn child to whoever is giving you a ride or something. So not having to do that is nice. But I also want to be like, hi, you can take the train to the airport. But also, I want to see how long it would take on a normal day just so I can be like, okay, that's how long it would take me.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a problem. Yes, it would.
Yeah. Oh.
Now you say something.
I don't know. Like, we've had some protests in San Francisco, but we haven't had the fucking military deployed at us yet. You know, we'll wait till tomorrow to see what happens.
They were looking for any
Yeah.
reason to deploy the military to LA anyway, so
Yeah.
very dumb.
I don't know when. Like, I guarantee you, some sort of Kent State shit is going to happen.
It is also. I'm still shocked that like Waymo, like once it started, Waymo just didn't immediately stop service.
Mm-hmm.
It took them a while. It was like a day
It
and a
took them
half.
so long, yeah, right? Like what?
Yeah.
Are they stupid? And the answer is probably yes.
Yes.
But it's just so funny. Like, how are they this slow on reaction?
I really think it was just like we can still like get money, but also your cars are being torched literally by protesters.
You sure
It's
can.
okay.
Good luck.
Our next plan is to get those stupid electric scooters and form a barricade with them.
Oh,
Yeah,
sure,
that's not
sure,
going to
sure,
work
sure.
as well. I don't think. Also,
Yeah, but if we pile up enough of them. Okay, here's the real plan. You get a cardboard cutout of a Mexican guy that says, with a sign that says illegal immigrant on it, and when ICE goes over to check it out, a big anvil falls on their head.
Hold on. No, a piano maybe?
no, yeah, that's yeah. That's
I
like
don't think.
straight out of
I
Roger
think this sounds like it can't fail.
Mhm.
I like this one.
Get one of those hammers where like you hit the button and a big boxing glove comes out of it.
Yeah, exactly. See, now you understand the vision.
Toon killed his brother, dropped a piano on his head.
Where's the exit? Oh,
Yeah, it's very interesting. Like hanging out with family who is either not as engaged or where you have like cousins or nephews or nieces that are younger, where it's not, you don't want to tell them necessarily. They're 10 or whatever.
Right.
And at the same time, I remember when I came of age, I remember being kind of pissed off that nobody told me that like all the stuff about the Iraq War, um, or like I was vaguely aware of it, but just like all the protests and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if that's going to be the same thing, where like kids of that age are like, why did nobody tell me? I'm like, because you were 9, and I feel like that'd be a little
True.
head explodey to tell that.
Mm-hmm.
How dare you be 9?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one told
Yeah,
me.
it's and it's funny when you go back and apply like these things you learn, like going forward from like I don't know to anything else that's happened in like recent history, and you're like, wait a minute.
Like what?
Oh, it was just pick a war.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're like, wait a minute, we were doing the same thing the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then like for my students who they have this vague feeling. Some of them understand it, some of them don't. But the idea that they kind of missed out on everything. Like all the good shit happened before they got here. And then now you're like, okay, so it's that, but worse.
Yeah.
Where like a lot of them were born either around the time of the recession or in its immediate aftermath.
Mm-hmm.
And then now they're just like, I'm coming of age as fascism is happening.
Yay.
Yay.
Happens.
And to their credit, a lot of them are doing stuff. So if you manage to like my recently graduated students who found this for whatever reason, you're going to college next year. Don't worry about me. But like if that did happen, I applaud you for standing up for your and your neighbor's rights. Because yeah, fuck this shit.
Yeah.
Now. All right, so this is a podcast about a card game, right?
Yeah.
Apparently.
Perhaps. Maybe.
What's going on in the world of Vanguard? Like a certain buddy.
God, I haven't actually read any of.
I have
books
word
yet.
that the buddy fight stuff is pretty cool.
That's what I have heard as well. I have not actually read them
on
yet.
good authority that it is pretty cool.
And I also didn't play Buddy Fight back when it existed, so I'm gonna have a hard time with some of these when we get to them.
How could you? How could you even buy cards?
Right.
Yeah. Hang on. Going all the way back.
Yeah. Well, this one's Tuesday, just new promos.
It is still funny to me that the only people I know who had buddy fight cards will always just bought cases, and then nobody else ever had cards. That was always fun.
Okay.
Well,
while you're getting caught up, I will read these promos.
Okay.
So we have Drag Ritter Nahara. So if you have Virable as your Vanguard, it gets boost, and then Act Rearguard or Drop Zone. If your card with the same name as this card was not bound this turn, bind it. Choose one of your grade 3 Vanguards, and it gets red text when it attacks. All of your front row units get 5k until end of turn. Then we have Vertical Long Sorceress. Not even a cat girl, SMH.
I mean, it has to do with the direction. I wonder what that's going to be about.
Yeah. When this unit is placed on Rearguard Circle, Counterblast 1, perform one of the following based on the grade of your Sorceress Vanguard. Grade 2 or less, draw a card. Grade 3 or greater, look at the top 2 cards of your deck, choose a card from among them, put it into your hand. Either top deck or put into Soul. And then the other one. And then if you Persona Road this turn, you can reduce the cost by Soul Blast 1. When your Rearguard in the same column as it stands, if you have a grade 3 or greater Sorceress, Soul Blast 1, stand it.
You're the Hexorb player. What do you think?
I mean, this card's like really good, right? It does everything you want. Like, if you play it early game, grade 2, it just draws you a card, and then once you get to grade 3 or greater, it just stacks. It still draws you a card and stacks the deck for you, and then it's also just a booster that you can like keep using. And once you get to Persona Ride, it just like restands for free.
Nice.
Mhm.
Undulate Assault.
Yeah. If you have a Vanguard with Aqua Force, it is an Aqua Force. When you play a Blue Storm Armada, Energy Blast 3, call it to Rearguard Circle. When it
Nice.
boosts a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Maelstrom, it gets 2k, and then you Soul Blast 1, swap 2 Rearguards. This is just a better Wheel Assault.
Yep. Pretty solid. Okay, so these buddy fight cards.
Someone who's not me read this. I don't have the context for it.
Well, I never played buddy fight.
All right, I will do it because I didn't really play Buddy Fight either. All right, so we have Dragon World. This is a flag, which it's important to Buddy Fight because that's how you like showed what they didn't call them nations. I don't remember what they called them. So anyway, when you say stand up, cost say raise the flag, and you become a Buddy Fighter. When you become a Buddy Fighter, put a Buddy monster from your ride deck into your order zone. You can only have one flag in a deck. And then continuous on Vanguard Circle / Order Zone. If this card is unaffected by any abilities and you put ride or call or play an ability of a card, if that card is a Dragon World or generic, you may ride or call or play that ability. Wait, what?
Okay, so this is your starter, ostensibly?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And then it just changes the game. Into
Yep,
buddy
it
fight.
sure does. You're not even a card fighter anymore. You're a Buddy Fighter.
Buddy fighter.
Yep.
Interesting. That would be funny if it was like, all right, here's the glove that we use for that.
Yeah. God, our bot posts these in the worst fucking order.
I know.
Okay, so we have the ride deck crest. So when you ride, put a flag from Yoru Soul into your order zone. Put this card into your crest zone. Put the top 2 cards of your deck face down as gauge. Also, you have gauges now. When this card is put into the crest zone or at the start of your ride phase, put a card face down as a gauge, draw a card, and then Buddy Call act once per fight. If your Vanguard is grade 3, you may call a Buddy monster from your order zone and charge 1.
Okay, so that's where the like draw, charge, and draw thing comes from.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
like Buddy Fight. So these are like
I
Buddy
would
Fight
look into
mechanics.
Okay.
Where?
Then-
Oh my god! What order are these supposed to do? So when
I
it's placed
think-
on riding from Dragon World, perform one of the following: check top 7, grab a grade 1 or less armored dragon item card, put it into your hand shuffle. Search your deck for Sunfist Sunshine Impact. Equip it to this card without paying the cost. Shuffle your deck.
Oh my god, there's equipping. Okay.
Grade 2, when it's placed, check top 7, search for one card with drum in its name or an item card, reveal it, add to your hand, shuffle your deck. The grade 3, Sun Fighter, Gao Mikado. When the unit attacks, rest a rear guard during a battle. The unit rested become in the link attack state. So kind of like Legion, they add their power together. At the end of the battle attacks, Counterblast 1, choose one of your link attack units and stand it, or one of the link attack rear guards. If your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, choose one of your rear guards with drum in his name and stand it. Soul Blast 1, search your deck or drop zone for one drum bunker dragon, call it to rear guard, and reduce the cost of its original act ability by 1 gauge. If you search your deck, shuffle it. I'm assuming that this was the card we saw at the top?
Yes. I think
No, that's a different one.
so. God damn it.
Anyways,
This reminds
we
me
have-
a lot of the like what's it called? The Beetle cards where just kind of you're playing a different game now.
Yeah, that's exactly what's happening. Sunfist Sunshine Impact. So you equip it to your Vanguard, and you can pay it by paying 1 gauge. During your turn, your Vanguard gets power plus 5,000. If it's a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Gao in its name, all of your front row rear guards with drum in their name get power plus 5,000. When your Vanguard attacks a grade 3 or greater, if it's in the link attack state with your buddy monster, discard another copy of this order from your hand, and your Vanguard's power becomes infinite.
Okay.
And critical
Okay.
+1. So drum. Pay a gauge and put the top card of your deck into this unit's buddy soul. So you pay a gauge, search your deck or drop zone for one card with drum in its name that's different from this one. Call it on top of this card without paying its call cost. And then if you search your deck, shuffle it. Continuous, if your opponent's grade 3 or greater, your unit with drum in its name with this card and his buddy soul. It's power and shield plus 5,000 soul guard. When this card would leave, put buddy soul from this card into the drop zone and it can remain on the rear guard circle.
Oh my god, this is so exhausting.
Yeah, it would be nice if I understood buddy fight so I could feel the references more.
Wait, so
Yes.
basically, so I can try to understand so the soul guard in this game, you have to have a copy of them in your soul. Is that what it's saying?
I think so. I don't know because I'm not sure if the buddy soul is different from like Vanguard soul.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that could be true. Oh, right, because I put them under like they did in Buddy Fight.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I don't really know how any of this works because I didn't play Buddy Fight. So the grade 3 version of drum. During your turn, if your opponent's grade 3 or greater, it gets plus 10k. When it becomes in the link attack state, if you have 4 or more damage or you persona road this turn, it gets red text auto once per turn. When this unit attacks during that battle, your opponent cannot use the auto effects of their cards. And then counterblast 1, it performs a drive check and gets drive -1. Hey, wait a minute, this isn't Keter Sanctuary.
Yeah.
We also have Gargantua Punisher. It is in normal order. It cannot be played, and if you have not resolved the ability of an impact during this fight, you may use it. Hand at the end of the turn, your opponent's at 4 or more, and you persona road this turn. Counterblast 1, discard this card, pay 4 gauges, and declare final phase. Stand your Vanguard and attacks your opponent.
Now this is Peem. I like this. This is sick. This is because this is exactly the kind of shit people would do in Buddy Fight. They would be like, you have this game like final phase, and they just play some bullshit like this.
Yeah.
Does the infinity power last until... Hold on, where is it? Okay, only for that battle. It becomes infinity.
Could you imagine?
Right. And then we have Green Dragon Shield.
Oh, yeah, these shields were good.
Yeah. It is a heal trigger, but it also has an effect during your opponent's turn. This can be called to the guard circle as a trigger unit. Becomes a Guardian grade 0 and shield plus 5,000. When it's put on the guard circle, if you have no face-up damage, discard a card from your hand, countercharge 1. Oh no, it's an order that's a heal. I think. I don't really know what this is.
It's a heal trigger that's a 5k shield, but when you guard with it, if you've no unflip damage, you can discard to countercharge. But it's a worse heal. It's a worse guard on shield.
Yeah,
that's not really worth it to me.
So I think you have to play it though because Buddy Fight's his own nation. But this is so it's like
fine.
A heal trigger. I'm just trying to understand. Like this is a heal trigger that like functionally is also an order, basically.
Right.
Okay. And then we also have Drum Bunker Dragon. Pay 1 gauge, put a card from the top of your deck or card from your drop into its buddy soul. If your Vanguard is Gao.
Okay, so these do get like cards underneath them.
I guess so.
Okay, got it.
Like
when this placed on rear guard circle, counterblast 1, draw a card. And then when this unit attacks, grade 3 or greater, soul charge 1, or put the top card of your deck face down as your gauge. So it seems like these cards like...
Yes, you have to kill these cards multiple times, basically.
That's kind of funny. I like the idea.
It's cool.
Yeah,
of like sticky almost.
Halberd Dragon is just a PG. Thunder Knight's Drum Bunker Dragon. Pay a gauge. Put a card from the top of your deck or a card from your drop into Buddy Soul. When it moves from rear guard to guard circle, it gets shield plus 5 and then an additional 5 for each Buddy Soul. Okay. And then when it attacks a grade 3 or greater, it becomes in the link attack state. It gets power plus 5,000.
Puts a 15k interceptor immediately. That's pretty good.
Nice. Blue Dragon Shield. It is a Sentinel Blitz order. Choose one unit, can't be hit. If you have no face-up damage, counter charge 1, remove this card.
Okay.
Okay, so this is also its PG.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of like a GPG.
Yeah.
Although, because it's a blitz order, technically, that means you only get to play one of these a turn.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
But it can countercharge.
Yeah.
Yes.
which
You
is
have no
valuable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's like a downside and an upside, which
These
means
are
you have
cool.
to
These are very cool.
consider things.
Yeah.
I like it. It's interesting, definitely.
Okay, so the draw trigger is Dragonic Grimoire. You can play this card with Counterblast 1, discard your entire hand, draw 2, and then
Okay.
during your
Oh, that's
opponent's
cool.
turn, you can call it as a trigger with 5k shield.
That's awesome.
So
That's
like the
actually
draw, so yeah, like the triggers are also like orders.
Oh.
That's so cool.
And then the buddy fight over trigger is just your Vanguard gets crit plus
It's
1,
blue.
and then you choose a buddy monster, and then it also gets a crit.
Neat.
Okay.
And then there's 5th Omni Dragon Lord Drum. Jesus Christ, there's so many cards. Play 1 gauge, put a card from the top of your deck into the Buddy Soul, or drop from the into the Buddy Soul. When attacks Great Theater Vanguard, pay a gauge, retire a front row rear guard, gets 10k, and then for front row, once per turn, when a card is revealed for your damage check, if your Vanguard's Great Theater Greater Gao and you do not have other rear guards with the same name, your opponent chooses a card from their hand and discards it. And then Soul Guard. Okay, so this is like worded really badly and misspelled in a few places, but I think this is like a defensive ability. So when you take a damage, like, and you only have 1 copy of this, your opponent discards a card from their hand.
Bizarre.
Yeah.
Wait, hang on.
Oh, crit.
When a card is
Interesting.
revealed for your damage check, if your Vanguard is greater or greater with Gao, and your do not have other rear guard with the same name as this unit, your opponent chooses a card from their hand and
Okay,
discards
yeah.
it.
That's kind of neat. I like that.
All right, so the crit basically has no downside except
Yeah.
because it has 15k shield,
Mm-hmm.
but you can play as an order to give 3k, which is kind of bad, but that you
Yeah.
probably they really want you to guard with this one, looks like.
Yep.
Yeah. It seems like the where like if you have the draw discarding your whole hand.
Here's
to draw
another
two.
crit. Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
this you can pay a gauge to give an extra buddy soul,
Mhm.
and then it's also a 15k shield. Okay, this one's much more like reasonable. I think you could probably see like both of these happen.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
Okay,
cool.
so 6 card, the usual, and a buddy monster. And then we got a shitload of like Bang Dream cards again.
Oh, Bang Dream.
Yeah, buddy charge, soul front, buddy help, effect draw, damage control, the effect front. So these are just basically like the versions of triggers we already have.
Gotcha.
Okay. Okay, that's nice. Let's see.
Drum bunker can SD. There's still more.
So
I got this one. Auto and drop when your rear guard with drum in its card name that is different than this card is placed. You can soul blast and perform one of the following. Put this as its buddy soul, or call this to rear in the same column as the placed unit.
okay.
Cool.
Okay.
I feel like you're going to
Neato.
use the second effect more often, but maybe not.
Yeah. And then
Then we got what? Crimson Battle or Drum Bunker Dragon. There's a lot of Drum Bunker Dragons.
yeah.
All right. Which I remember from Dragon World before, so I'm not
Yeah.
terribly surprised. So call cost, pay 1 gauge, and put the top card of your deck or a card from your drop into this card's buddy soul. So this one can get one from drop. It's neat. Auto on rear. When this unit attacks or becomes in the link attack state, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with a Gao in its name, it gets critical +1 until end of turn, and then has Soul Guard.
Mm-hmm. That's the
Okay.
5th Omni. This card can play drop and play this if you have a Vanguard with Gao in its name, or a rear guard with 5th Omni in its card name. Bind this card, put the top card of your deck into a gauge face down, draw a card, Dragon Barrier. During your opponent's turn, call it to guard. You can put it into your gauge, and then during your opponent's turn, you can call it to guard circle as a trigger unit with 15k shield.
Okay, so you can play it for an extra.
Oh, Jesus. And then we got this guy alongside. Okay, revealing 5 cards, which is this guy. And then there's check out the new monthly Koro Koro comic released on June 14th for how to get it.
And then we have Ultimate Buddy, which is a
That's
trigger
funny.
order.
Yeah.
Use one of your rear guards, put this card as its buddy. So, okay, so that's its active effect.
Mm-hmm.
And then continuous, if this card is a buddy soul to your rear guard, that unit gets so it gives soul guard.
Mhm.
Okay.
That's cool. And during your opponent's turn, it can be 15 gauge shield.
Yep.
That's a really cool one, actually.
And then we have a confirmed release date in English.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay.
Which is why we're reading. Like, if we did not have a confirmed date, I was not reading all of that. But because we have a confirmed date, we have to read all of that.
Yes. And then there's something about it says don't trust until confirmed otherwise, so we won't.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not touch it for now. But
Okay, but it's confirmed correct.
Yeah.
Neat though.
What card is this talking about?
I have no idea. Some
Something about a
Dino
Dino
Dragon
Dragon.
thing.
I think
Was
there
it the
was
one?
that grade
Was it the one up
3?
with a couple of things up?
I don't think so. I don't know.
Go up to it real quick. Sorry.
There's nothing else.
No, that has no text. Never mind. Go down.
Yeah, I have no idea what this is about. It's probably for one of the new cards coming that's supposed to be next week. But like,
Gotcha.
I don't know.
Yeah. The picture
Oh.
you just showed.
This stuff's cool though.
Yeah.
It's like I never played Buddy Fight. I remember watching the anime for a little bit, and like
Yeah.
I like the idea of the game.
Okay, so yeah, it is like the new unit that we
Oh.
saw from the magazine.
Gotcha. Okay. New Dino Dragon Grade 3, which like fucking finally we get some
Oh,
Dino Dragon representation. Where's my Gaia? You know?
yeah,
Dead.
but that's like buddy fight stuff.
You know what I mean. It's
Yeah.
yeah. I remember watching the anime and being like, this is kind of neat. I don't think I could
Mhm.
play the game just because like card games are stigmatized enough as it is, but and unless I'm in Canada, having a card game called Buddy Fight is already punchable enough.
Yep.
But I was having that opinion when I was like 22, so now I wouldn't care as much.
Yep.
But the game's dead. So sorry, y'all. Second
Yeah.
Dino ride line after 4 years. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay, so that is like oh, but it's still a
Mhm.
promo, so okay. I see. So okay, I guess we'll just read the leak real quick. So during your turn, all of your front row Dino Dragon rear guards get power plus 5,000. Discard a card from your hand, choose 2 Dino Dragons from drop, call them to rear guard circle, it's an act. And then if you discard Dino Dragon for the cost, retire an opponent's rear guard on attack, counterblast 1 until end of battle. You have 2 or more Dino Dragon rear guards with different name, it gets power plus 10,000. 3 or more, drive plus more, 5 or more, and you persona this turn, it gets a crit. I mean, this one feels worse than Spino Marquis simply because it doesn't have like additional attacks. I think if this card had like a guard restrict, it would be interesting, but like as of right now, your opponent's just gonna PG everything, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I still think the name is partially why Buddy Fight ended, but live with the cringe. At a certain point, I'm over it. Like just
Yeah.
We also have to remember
we're-
this is a game for fucking kids, so I don't even
Yeah.
think the name that much.
we're in our 30s. We should just accept that.
Yeah.
And like someone told me that being in your 30s is like being 13 again, but not worrying about getting made fun of. You just enjoy the things you enjoy.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
maybe we should have enjoyed Buddy Fight while it was a thing. But
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
the past is the past.
again, every time I looked into playing Buddy Fight, it was like completely unobtainable. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Why?
It was just impossible to get cards. Like the
Mhm.
cards like weren't necessarily expensive, but they did not exist.
Yeah.
Like
That
there
is-
just wasn't enough product being opened, basically.
That's annoying.
Like the game did kind of die for a reason.
That's on them, I guess.
Mhm. All
So
right.
it's not like I didn't attempt. It's that I could not.
Yeah. All right.
So today's the 13th. We get our case in root beer either next week or the week after.
It should be the week after.
Yeah. In which case, Magnolia and what's it
Yeah.
called?
I
Plus-
assume you will probably get around. I got mine on around Thursday last time, but
Okay.
it's supposed
Well,
to be Friday.
technically, it's being shipped to our third friend, so I would be going
Mhm.
down there myself, getting it from him, and then I'll mail you your stuff.
Yeah. Depending on
My end.
depending on when you get it, I could pay you extra to have it like overnighted just so I can have things by like the Sunday for locals, but like
Okay.
We'll talk about that when we get to it.
Yes, and by that point, it'll just be like swamp ass summer because we still have the June gloom down here, but that's not going to last forever.
Yeah, because if you get it like around Thursday or Friday, then like you could reasonably get it here by Saturday. But like if you get it on the Friday, it's like, okay, well, I'm not gonna bother with that because like you go to send it all out on Saturday and then it's not gonna get here.
Right. Yeah. That's a rough time.
Mm-hmm.
It also just wasn't doing well in Japan, and if it doesn't work there, they're not going to try. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Did you have time to play a quick game?
We do, but I am going to be like not making correct moves. So just, I guess, be okay with that, audience.
All right.
What are we playing?
Just anything. I just want to get a quick practice game for Vanguard Day.
Okay. I guess I'll play Welstra then. Because Thailand is like special.
Mm-hmm.
So I went looking for the pro shot for Heathers. Have you guys either seen the movie from the 80s or seen the pro shot?
No.
So I went looking for it because I'm trying to allow the accessory to connect. So because I just wanted to watch as much theater as I could this summer. And someone on Reddit was like, yeah, it's in this Google Drive. Here you go. So now I just have the pro shot for Heathers, the musical, which is pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah. And then I tried to share it with my sister-in-law, who is a big theater head, and then she was just like, I don't want the FBI to find me. I'm like, calm down.
No, the FBI is coming after us in this environment.
Yeah, it's for something else. Settings, camera. Okay.
God. I hate the lighting on. Like, I can't tell if this image quality is because of my lighting. Okay, we have tried to fix the camera like every time, and it never works.
I did it by accident. Sorry, I was trying to. Not that one.
No, you had it right the last time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's that one. Anyway, even or odd?
Odd, please.
It is even.
Okay.
I shall go first.
Ready?
I will put 4 back.
Okay.
Banger ass, baller ass hand. 2, 3, 4. Okay, well, this actually is kind of a banger ass hand now.
You're doing it like the owl from the Tootsie Pop commercials.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how old that commercial was.
I know, right? Like, obviously, it's ancient because we were kids when we saw it, and we're
but it's like
in our 30s
from the
now.
60s. Yeah, but it was like from the 60s or 70s. Like the animation is just that kind of like lower quality, sort of like not Rankin and Bass. What's the thing I'm thinking of? Like Schoolhouse Rock quality. Okay. Alrighty.
I wonder what fucking deck I'm playing. I don't know. Yep. You did your mulligans?
I'm all done.
All right. I will drop one.
Are there more?
Right. Skill.
Oh shit, there's more. Stream layout, picture.
I'm back.
Cinema. Okay, nothing good.
Hi, back.
Hello.
I'm dad.
I had to use the bathroom.
All right, go ahead. I'm just shuffling up.
Okay, draw.
Oh yeah, I guess technically I need to reveal Artisaria.
Of course. Discard.
You know,
For this, I will draw and get the free energy.
And they got the energy cards.
Swing for 8.
I'll take
Yeah,
it.
I when we had the BCS, it was to like for those assholes who were like, you don't have the actual energy card, so I just have a full set. So it was troll. Go ahead.
Draw. I forgot the Soul Blast for the shield.
That
Oh,
is
well.
unfortunate.
Right. Charge 3. That's fine. I had another one in my hand, so I will still get the quick shield.
Hilarious.
And
Thailand is special.
the end result is the same because I needed the additional soul for Yuika anyways. 10.
Mm-hmm. No guard.
Nothing. Mega Romania.
Damage. Heal.
Yep.
Okay.
18.
And yeah, I'll take that also. Doggo.
Anyway, I'm doing everything wrong because I also forgot to search an order.
Hilarious.
It's fine. I still somehow ended up with the exact order I needed off my drive check.
Awesome.
Go ahead.
All right. Let's go. Ditch. The heal.
Mm-hmm.
For this Soul Blast, grab the dog. There we go. The doghouse. All right, and then 3 more energy.
Yep.
1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay. Play Lubetzel.
Yep.
From hand. That's 2 out of frame.
That's fine. We can still see it.
Okay. So do that. So draw and then soul charge.
Yep.
It's crit. Let's go call Freiheit.
Yep.
Counter blast. Ditch Dogman. Whoops. Just Dogman. For okay. Yeah. Get a Freiheit. And then put the Dogman into soul. Counter charge 1.
Yep.
Okay. Let's go swing for 10.
Guard it.
Okay. Swing. Energy blast 3 to operate the Lubetzel. And draw 1.
Yep. I'll take that.
Okay. Drive check. Crit.
Okay. 1, 2, power.
Go ahead.
Stand. Draw. Energy 3. Ditch Prussia. Pride. Energy blast 3. Draw off of Prussia. Activate Shout and Shadow. God, there's too much shit here. From my hand, I will draw 2, 1 off. Make a Shadow Army token. Do here. Call. Swing for 10 at your Vanguard.
Swing for 10. Let's go guard for 25.
Okay. Hack. Skill. Make another Shadow Army token. Skill of Lufer. No Counterblast 1 to draw a card. This is 28.
No guard.
Okay. First check, crit, power to the token. Second check, heal, power to Lufer, and I'll heal 1.
Yeah, I'm at 2. Okay, first check, Lubetzel. Second check, it's Elf Girl.
Okay. 15 to Vanguard.
15. Let's go 30.
Okay. This is 33 to Vanguard.
33. I'll take that.
Okay.
Laser. Okay.
Soul Blast 1. Bounce it back to the hand. Skill. Counter Blast 1 to draw. Go ahead.
Okay. Stand. Draw. Gain 3 energy. All right. Discard Troll for Welstra. Uber's effect, Soul Blast. Discard the Doghouse.
Yep.
For 2 differently named orders, like the Laser and the Frymax. And then Dog goes into Soul.
Yep.
Going back in anyway. Okay. Let's go call Frymax, or Fryhide, sorry. Counterblast. Yeah. Ditch the Dogman. Get Persona right off of that.
Okay.
And then Dogman goes into skill. Goes in the hand, goes into soul for the counter charge.
Yep.
Let's see. Play the laser.
Yep.
Like normal. So draw 1 and gain energy for that. Divine Still. Counterblast.
Yep.
Put 2 Frymaxes.
Yep.
On there. And then I will operate one of them to retire the non-Shadow Army token and -5 to Vanguard.
Yep.
Okay. Let's go call Elf Girl. Energy Blast 4. To operate one of the Frymaxes, kill the Shadow Army in the front row, I guess, and make the next time free.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. Swing with the Fry Heights that's alone. Go Soul Blast 2. Oops. To operate the Lubetzel. No, the Lubetzel for the draw.
Okay.
10 to your 3.
Guard.
Okay. Operate the Fry Height without boosting. Blast 2. To operate the non-free one of Frymax. So retire the other Shadow Army token. Counterblast, bounce the Fry to call the Frymax.
Yep.
This is 10 to your -2.
I'll take that.
Okay. Swing with Welstra. Energy Blast 2. To operate the free one. So minus another 5. Bounce the Fry to call the Frymax. 23.
I'll PG that.
Okay. First check, PG. Second check, Fry. 23 to your -7.
Yep. So that's basically 43. And the other one's bigger.
Essentially 51. Yeah.
Yep. I'll take this one. Power, no heal.
Okay. And then essentially 33.
Yeah.
Or 41, sorry. Essentially 41.
So yeah. Guard.
Okay. And phase, they go back. And I am done. Go ahead.
Okay. Stand. Draw. No Persona, because I'm bad at this game. I think I should be here. So I 4. I'm going to go down to 2. Play another Shout and Shadow. Draw 2. I'm so fucking good at this game, man. Make a Shadow Army token. I'm going to play Radiance Caliburn for Pot of Greed. That didn't really help my hand at all, but She gets +5. I just have to kind of rock with it. It's 5. This gets 5. This doesn't feel good. 15 to Vanguard.
15. Guard with the Freiheit for 18.
Okay. Now I have to think.
You're
No.
at 4 or 5. The name is
I'm
cut
at-
off the bottom.
I'm at 4.
4. Okay.
This is kind of rough. Let's go 28 to Vanguard.
28. I'll just do the over trigger guard.
Okay. Return this to my hand. Draw. I cannot Yuika because I do not have soul. Counterblast. Call 2 tokens. My front row gets 5k. So this is 33 with a crit.
PG. Discard Primex.
Yep. Oh. First check. Front trigger.
That's annoying.
Second check. Okay. So 45.
45 PG. Discard.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Stand. Draw. Energy. Do. Okay. Persona Ride. Draw.
Mhm.
Okay. Call a troll and a fry counterblast. Ditching. Excuse me. Elfier's lady, who then calls herself.
Yep.
To get. Yeah, get a Persona Ride. Why not?
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I either win this turn or I die. Energy Blast 4 for one of these. So retire the non-Shadow Army token in the front. And then -5. And the next time I use the Frymax, it's free.
Yep.
Okay. Let's go swing and blast 2 for you're at 4, right?
Yeah.
Laser. So -10, kill the thing in the back,
Okay.
the non-Shadow Army in the back, and damage pain.
Damage check. Okay. So that's -10. So how much is that?
33 because Persona Red plus effect.
Okay. So that's effectively just 48.
Yeah.
PG.
Okay. First crit, I'll do all effects to Freiheit.
Mm-hmm.
And second, front. Okay, that'll work the once. Okay. Swing with Freiheit, Soul Blast 2, to do the non-free max. I'll just kill a token in front and -5. I'm not doing the bounce and call.
Yep.
So this is 20 from Persona Ride, 30 from the front trigger, 40 from the crit, 48.
Is that counting the power reduction, or am I just counting
No.
68?
68 then.
Okay. That is a very large number. That one has the crit, right?
Yes.
Okay. So if I'm going with 68 as the math, 33, 53, matching.
Cards in hand after doing that?
4.
Jesus. Okay. This is 20, 30, 35,
I'm
43, 63 with troll. Do the free one. So bounce the fry and then call this.
Yep. GG's.
All right. Wellstra. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. What?
I mean, me forgetting to use half my card effects didn't help, but
Also, yeah. That's true.
I don't think that would have changed the game very much.
I very much had a dope ass hand, as the kids say.
No, I just played like a
I opened 2 Dogmen and a Lubetsol. Like that was already off to the races from that. Can't wait for the new stuff. This is going to be even wackier. Oh, potatoes. Well,
not drawing a Persona ride didn't help either.
In my case?
No, me.
Oh, your case. Yeah, I was like, what are you talking about, Drew? I searched it. Yeah. Yeah, drawing didn't help. You're right. Well, I guess thanks everybody for watching.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to support the show, patreon.com/Nexus at Night. At Nexus at Night, wherever fine social medias are found. If you want to help support the show and all that good stuff, where can people find and follow us?
Find me on Hell at Wiggins 2Gs2Zs, also Blue Sky.
You can find me at Plasma Eclipse.
You can find me at Atlas Novak, wherever fine social medias are found. That does not include Hell. And you can follow my TikTok, which is normally sketches about being a teacher, but it's summer, so it's just about whatever I'm doing, whatever I feel like. Or check out my other show, Generation Dan. I just released a new episode with Suwon Weaver, where we're supposed to talk about like when is it too soon, or like how far do you have to wait before something's not too soon anymore. But then we ended up complaining about the grocery store for like 15 minutes at the beginning, because that's what old people do. Yeah, that's the show. But we stream every Sunday. The new episodes come out on the Friday. If you're watching this live Sunday, we have Ama Marfo, who we usually talk about books with on. So that's always bound to be a good time. So thanks everybody for watching. And until next time, I was Atlas.
I'm Matt.
I'm Root Beer.
And have a good night, everybody.